Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. I am Amanda Williams, also known as Amanda the Traveling Realtor. And Shelley Johnson and I come to you live on Saturdays. However, some Saturdays, Zoom doesn't work quite right. So today we are recording and we're going to be posting this out for you. So I am here with Shelley. Shelley actually runs one of the largest sales teams in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Shelley, tell us a little bit about what you have going on out there. I mean, you've got 65 houses under contract right now. How are you doing this?
It's crazy because we really were concerned, as everybody is, when we started the COVID-19, how we're going to manage through all of this craziness. But we've been able to help our clients through doing virtual listings and virtual buying experiences through just being able to chat directly with clients through the virtual tours and helping get them the homes, and just being very, very diligent on uncovering what's available for them and help them make decisions. So it's not just me, it's a whole team of us. It takes an army, and everyone's doing a great job. The agents are really diving in deep with their clients and digging in deep. We talked a lot about that, I think in one of our last calls, about how important it is just to connect with people and help them understand how you can help them. Our goal hasn't been to necessarily sell them home during this time, but some people do need to move right now, and we're helping them do that. So a lot of it's been on new construction. So we've been helping clients with new construction because they're picking out a lot. We're not having to even walk through a house with them. We're basically helping them. Right now they feel like they have time. So they feel like they have time to build. So I think a lot of it, that's been part of it. It's just been different strategies to help people get their goal. And it's been fun. So, and you've been really busy too. You've been doing your video talk every week. I think you're doing a huge weekly event with agents on teaching them to be more comfortable on video, which, I could use.
Yes,
So
yes.
I love that you're doing that. I think last week was it your first full week doing it?
It was.
Last week?
It was, yeah. We did a 5-day Facebook Live video challenge, and it's just been so fun to watch all of these agents. They post into our private group to get experience, and now this past Monday was their full week of posting to their personal page. So it's been really fun to watch.
Awesome.
It's, everyone watching this knows that video is so important right now, and I want to tell the audience a little bit about the virtual. So I know a lot of agents are shifting into the virtual world with doing all the virtual presentations and listings and open houses and all kinds of stuff. Shelley, how did you switch, or how did you pivot your team into doing more virtual? I know we work for a virtual company, a cloud-based real estate company,
Right.
but that's not normal, right? It's still not normal to do a listing presentation over Zoom. So how did you pivot everyone into that?
Right. Basically, all of our tools are virtual, and for us, we also opened a virtual office in EXP World, which has been awesome. So we're doing a lot more training in EXP World as a team and as a group. So we're doing that weekly, and we're also doing masterminds by Zoom with our team and strategizing. So a lot of strategizing is happening virtually with our team on how to help these clients. Every day I'm doing a call or a Zoom with somebody, just helping them get through those listing appointments and figure out where, like, so it's basically just been a progression of our tools, getting online and helping agents be able to feel comfortable. And what I've really seen is people blossom in this. The people that actually, take hold of it and own it, I've seen them actually be more effective with their clients through this. We do have to meet clients in the field, but we're making sure at that time that we're only showing them a couple homes, not 10 or 15 homes or 7 homes or what have you. So it's their top level homes. So I think right now, really, we're helping people have time to think right now too. They have time to really look online, and then we help them kind of through that process. It really isn't much different, if you really think about it, than what we do every day in our normal real estate world. So it's just taking it from face to face out and meeting in a house to actually coming online. I'm actually meeting with a builder, I think it's Wednesday, and I was thinking I had to go to my office to meet this builder, even though I've been doing all this. I'm like, oh, so what time are we meeting? I'm like, oh yeah, we're doing it through Zoom. So, it's just a builder who wants to work with us potentially, and we're just looking for those opportunities to meet with people, and what comes out of that is business. I mean, that's just part of the more people you connect with, the deeper your relationship, the more that you can show them you can help them solve their problem, the more they want to work with you.
Absolutely. And one thing I've been telling our team is, when you're reaching out to your clients and just people that just to check on them, it's, hey, now's a really good time. The interest rates are really low if you want to save some money and refinance, or maybe explaining the forbearance, being able to possibly call your bank, put those payments on the back end of your loan. Hey, are you doing work around your house? Do you need a contractor referral? I'm in the business, so I know a bunch of people, stuff like that. Just trying to add value to your clients as well. And you never know where that conversation is going to go.
Yeah, and we're really trying to bring in professionals that actually know more than we do. Even helping some of our clients who have businesses with the business SBA loans and things like that too. Connecting them to the right people, which bankers are doing a good job of it, which ones maybe a little bit slower. So just really trying to be a resource, regardless of whether it's buying a house or helping them, like you said, refinance their home. The forbearance, I think we found, is not necessarily the best plan for most people, just because it can really hurt their credit. So, but the other things we're doing is just helping people, like putting them with the right professionals who know how to protect them. One of our lenders, Steve Kinsler, has been a huge resource, and Dana Meadows, but have both been great resources for us with our clients. And if the goal hasn't been, like I said, to sell them a home right now. The goal has been to help people right now, because people are hurting, they're nervous, they're scared, and some people do need to make that move because they need to do it before their kids get into school. And regardless of what's happening, they have to move. So we're just kind of trying to be respectful at the same time, being resourceful.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've been reaching out to people like crazy as well, just with the Airbnbs. There's a lot of people that are in between, and they've sold their houses and their houses are closing, but yet maybe they haven't found the right house yet because they haven't been able to go out and look at enough houses. And so it's a good little, let me just sit here and rent an Airbnb for a couple of months and just kind of see what happens. So a lot of people are choosing to do that as well. It's good for us.
Yeah, it's really smart. I mean, you've really pivoted your business with the Airbnb and been able to find those little niches. It's no different whether you're a realtor selling real estate, or whether you're in the Airbnb, or you're a dentist trying to run your practice, or, a restaurant owner. Everyone's just trying to find ways to pivot in this. And what I've seen you do has been remarkable, and being such a resource to those folks that are the investor side. You know yourself what it feels like. So you're coming up with ideas and sharing and helping. That's been amazing to watch.
Yeah, thank you. And that brings me to today. We have someone coming on live here in like 30 minutes. It'll be recorded, guys, so I know that this is going to post later on today. But David Stack he's amazing. Oh my gosh, his son is a billionaire, like with a B. They own a private money company, private money lending. It's amazing. And he told people in 2005 that his prediction was for the real estate market to crash. And it did, of course. And so he's coming on today with us to talk about what he's seeing and what he thinks he's going to see in the next year. And I think that's going to be really interesting. So I'm sharing that with a lot of our investor clients and investor agents, because I have a lot of investor agents on my team as well, just because that's my background. And it's just going to be really valuable. So I'm excited to see him today.
And that brings me to your background.
I know.
Got to see him while we were.
I just thought about that. Yeah. So I've known Dave for a little while, just because of my connection with California and Bruce Norris and all those guys down there. And this photo, I'm remembering our amazing trip in February to Mexico for the EXP leadership team. Dave was there speaking. He was I think he was the #1 speaker. He was the keynote. And he was absolutely amazing. So this photo was taken off of my balcony in Mexico. And I wish I was there with all of you again. How many agents did we have down there, Shelley?
I think it was like 3,000 agents or something like that. What I love about
3,
our group is
300.
300?
I think so.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Oh, okay, it was a smaller group. It was, no, it was more than that. It was like 700 because I remember them saying on stage. But it was a really cool group. You're right. I'm thinking about EXP conference or something like that
Yes.
when we have like
We,
3,000, 4,000. But
we have a
you're
live
right. It was an
event.
intimate group of us. But yeah, we do. But Mexico was absolutely fun. That was so much fun. And I remember we had about, it was like 700 agents or so, but but Brent and Rob Flick, that was Rob Flick's event, but those guys do such a great job and they bring such great speakers that actually, I mean, yes, like real estate's a huge part of what we do, but the other part of it is look for our financial well-being in the future when we can't sell real estate anymore. And Rob is one of our leaders in our group, who introduced you and I to the company, and shared with us about what the impact it could have on us. And the crazy thing is he realizes now that we have this residual income coming in, that we have to be really smart and we have to understand what to do with it. And that's where Dave comes in. Dave comes in and shares with us exactly what we should be doing with our money and to help us for long-term wealth, which is really, really important. So
Yeah.
I'm glad they're having him on today.
Yeah,
And it
me
was
too.
gorgeous there. Yeah. I think that we're lucky to have, you always surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. And that's what we do in this company. We learn from people that know so much more than we do about how to preserve their wealth. I mean, it's one thing to make money. It's another thing to keep it. It's another thing to grow it into something that's a legacy. So before I was with EXP, I was basically like, okay, let's put more money into the business. Let's put more money into the business. We're making really good money. Let's put more money into the business and build this thing, which we still do. But now we're able to put more money away for the future. And then the people that are around us go, okay, guys, you're doing great, but now what are we going to do to be even better? How can we even take that money and make it where you can give back and create foundations and help so many more people? So that's something I never was taught. I was taught to work hard, work very, very, very hard, and just keep working very, very hard, and you'll have some kind of retirement, which in our industry, there isn't that. So we were raised by parents who worked for 35 plus years in a business, and then they retired and they had some kind of retirement account through their business. And that just wasn't available to realtors until EXP. So I love that. Now we have it all.
Yes.
So,
Yes. I
sorry,
love
Amanda.
that. No, I'm happy you said that because what stuck out to me when you were talking about that is when Sheila spoke on stage in Mexico and she was talking about how she's doing something. Is she building villages or what is she doing in Africa right now?
I believe she's building villages, and I honestly, I don't remember exactly because there's so many different things going on. I apologize, Sheila, in advance. But that woman is amazing, and how much she's giving, how much is she giving away? $500,000. It was like some
I think it was
incredible
more than
number that
that.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
to
I
have
think
her
it
on
was.
here.
That would be
We should
awesome.
have her on here so she could. She's so great.
Yeah, I think just looking at all of the agents in our firm, a lot of us we did come from the crazy chaotic like owning our own business or maybe working for a franchise or something. I know I owned my own and Shelley, you worked for a larger franchise model but ran the biggest team. So I think coming from that and like you're saying, like a hamster on a wheel, right? Like we were flipping houses, we had rental properties, we were I was still selling and I was still listing and stepping away from a lot of that and just focusing on
Mhm.
EXP and building our team all over the United States. And that's been
Mhm.
huge. And just being able to surround ourselves, like you say, with other people who are doing this. And now, for those of us that have been in here for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we're now seeing the rewards coming from that in the form of revenue share. So now we can actually take that step and do the things that we've always wanted to do, like start a charity or invest in real estate and apartment buildings or whatever it is. Like you can do whatever you want when you have that passive income coming in. And that's what I really like about what Dave talks about, because he says, you know what, you're financially free when you're making $100 more than what all of your bills and expenses are to live. That's really financial freedom. And then everything else that comes on top of that, that's your play money. You can go invest that. You can go help other people. You can, build villages in Africa. You can put wells in, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. So I just love that part.
Yeah, it really is incredible. And Dave, I remember one of the things he said was, "Are you free?" And I remember the year we actually joined EXP, and I remember how hard I was working, and I still work very, very hard. So that hasn't changed. It's just my DNA. It's just I'm having way more fun working really, really hard, and I'm having, my brain is happier because I get to be around people like you and people like Rob and Jean and just some people that, Dave, and just people that we don't get exposure to in our normal, because we don't have the time. It's called time freedom. One thing that Glenn Sanford said, I was sitting with him one day, he's our founder of EXP, and he said, guys, I've seen one of two things. You either have time and no money, or you have freedom and you have freedom and no money, or you have no time and a lot of money. So there's usually, in most entrepreneurial situations, you don't have both together. And that really hit home for me, because that's exactly what he said. Was like, yeah, I had money, I had no time. Zero time. I was working weekends, nights. I mean, that's just what I did. That's what my father did. That's what I learned growing up, and that's just what you did. And I thought that's how you were successful. I didn't understand that you could have time and financial freedom at the same time. And that's what this company gave us. So,
Yeah,
and then to have
especially.
Dave help us. Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. We have total lag time here with Zoom. Go ahead.
We do. It's hard to know when one's going to talk or the other. So I apologize to everybody. Go ahead, Amanda. I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh no, I was just piggybacking on what you were saying with your dad. My dad had 3 jobs as well, and it's, you got to work harder, you got to work more, you got to work longer hours, and I never knew what working smarter was. I never knew what passive income was. I never knew what real estate investing was, honestly. I didn't know any of that until I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. And that was my first where I like opened my eyes and I'm like, wow, like my real dad is my poor dad. And I moved to California
Yep.
and I met my rich dad, who was an entrepreneur who invested in real estate at 21 years old. And that's what got me to where I am today, because it's meeting those people and surrounding yourself with those people that know more than you do. And they have a different way of thinking. It's not that my real dad thought badly, he didn't know any different. And when you surround yourself with
Right.
people who just think on that other level, like the guys today that are going to be speaking, oh, it just, a whole nother world just opens up.
You're so right. I mean, one of the things Dave said too in Puerto Vallarta was, your 6 people. Your 6 people have to be thinking big, and it's really critical, because we get in like a small. I'm like, play big. Like, I'm pushing myself to play big. That's this year I was on stage in Puerto Vallarta, and I said, I'm going to play big this year. I'm not going to let things get in the way that I used to let get in the way before. Things that would like make me play smaller because I didn't want to show up too much this way, or be afraid to, I don't know what those things get in your head, the stuff that's in here that really doesn't make you be successful. And it really isn't about, for me, it's not about, oh, I'm going to make so much money and all that. I just don't ever want to have to worry about money. And I want to do the things I want to do with my friends. I want to be able to take I don't want to, if they don't have the money, I don't care. Come with me. Like, we're going to do it. I'm going to figure out a way. And because I want to be around the people I love and people that make me happy and have fun together. And I have really, I mean, yeah, it's nice to have a nice house. I mean, I already have a nice home. I already have a nice car. I already have, can pretty much do what I want to do, partially because I don't have children. And I really think that, but most important to me is the people I can be with. Like, if I can take my mom and we can go and I don't have to worry, like, my parents are fine, but I just like the fact that I don't ever have to worry about that. Like, I can just take care of people if I want to. I don't have to worry about it. And it's not about, people like, oh, well, you have this or that. It's not that for me. It's about not having to think about it up here. I have to have that worry in my mind every day. That's really been my driving force, I think, is just to know that we're good. Because Kevin and I both struggled. I mean, we had basically nothing when we met. Then went through school. I worked 3 jobs. He went to school. He worked 2 jobs while he was in school. I mean, we earned it. It wasn't ever given to us. So, and that's kind of rewarding and fulfilling to me to have it come from, my hard effort. So I don't know. That's my rant.
Yeah, no, there is no overnight success. It's 10,000 hours normally is invested into what some people say is an overnight success. And so I think that's
Yep.
important to acknowledge.
Yeah, and so many failures, so many mistakes made, and like so close to like having some, we did really well, and then we sold our house in Maryland, had a great nest egg, came down to North Carolina, and basically used our whole entire nest egg to come down here because the business, because everyone knows what happened in 2009. So every dollar I was using to build my business here. So I remember like our banking account getting really, 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 really small, and me going, oh my gosh, what have I done? Like I could have just stayed where I was, but I was like, I wouldn't have been happy because I wouldn't have tried. And, making those mistakes was really important to now where we are today. Now I'm reflective and I'm humbled by what we went through. If it had just been easy the whole way, I would have been like, oh, I'm so special.
Yeah.
When really I'm not. It's just, really nobody is. I mean,
Yep.
you have to get humbled, and I'm praying that, we continue to, I want to reflect on that because I don't ever want to do that again. So even with what's going on right now, that's why I'm like pushing so hard for our team to get those sales, because I know that I need those families to be okay. Like I need them to, keep selling because that's what's going to help their families. And it's ultimately going to help other people's families because they're going to get their goals. And people do need to move right now. So why shouldn't we be the ones to help those people move?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And what's so important about what you're saying is from you struggling with that experience, right? With the money going down in your account, you know what that feels like. And that's, in my opinion, why you're working so hard right now, because you don't want your agents to have to go through that as well. Is that right?
100%. That's exactly why we joined EXP in 2017, because I remember Craig and I were at an event in Charleston, and I looked at him and I'm like, we can't go through that again. He was in there with me. Like we were friends during all of that. So I looked at him and it was like a bell went off in his head. He was like, you're right. How are we going to do this? And we didn't know. We had no idea how we were going to keep everything safe, because I like to take care of people. Y'all probably figured that out. But when EXP was put in front of us, I was like, thank you so much, because this is something that's going to help people. If they embrace it and they see it's for them, it is going to help them. So that's been amazing.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. And the reason I've been able to keep people employed right now through this, so I see people laying people off, furloughing people. It's been the reason why we've been able to keep people who are critical to our business in business. And we actually are bringing in some new people who we need to help us with our marketing on that side, that are going to really push us to the next level. So we've been able to maintain and actually survive, and because I don't have to worry about the money, financially thrive, like we're able to kind of keep it going. So I don't know how to say that in the right words. I'm not very great with words, but I can just tell you that it works. And it's real. Like it really is real. And I don't have to worry. So like if, my husband's an entrepreneur too, his business is changing right now. Well, he's not having to worry about the financial piece of it. So his business is shifting in a really great direction. That's exciting. So instead of living in like a fear, he's living in a mind of like, we're just able to live in a more of a progressive mind of like, okay, how are we going to shift and pivot in this to make it a win, and then we help others pivot in those businesses. I like seeing when, I don't like to give money away. I mean, I like helping charity people who really can't help themselves. I love that. But there's a lot of people right now that can help themselves if they just connect with people who will bring them up with them. And anybody who says, Shelley, I want you to help me, I am all in with them. I mean, you are too, Amanda, because you're like doing the video. I mean, I love that. We're almost like the same girls. Like we grew up the same way.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. It's all about
I'm
helping
sorry,
people right
really
now
chatty
and
this
adding the
morning.
value. What?
Yeah, I'm really chatty this morning. I'll be quiet.
No, I love it. It's so good. It's so good. People are going to love this. So, I did want to talk a little bit about the Miracle Morning I've been doing. And I don't know if you guys
Oh,
read
yeah.
the book. I know Shelley has. But the Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod is the author of that. And there's a lot of different books. Miracle Morning for wives, for whatever you want to be, right? And I started doing that a few days ago, and it's been an amazing journey. I just have to say that. And if you guys are looking to just kind of get some structure, some routine down, something to make you feel like you're a success throughout that day, I really recommend picking up that book and reading it, because it's a way for you to really take care of yourself, take care of your relationships, and figure out what the top 3 things are that you need to do today to make you feel like a success. So when you lay down your head at night, you are grateful. You're like, yes, I was a success today because I got all three of these things done. And it's a lot easier said than done. There's been some days where I've written my three things and I didn't do those three things. And I'm like, well, why didn't I do those three things? It was only three things. Like, why didn't I do that? And so it's really cool just to like journal that out in the morning and really find that, because I'm a huge believer, as you guys all know, I'm a huge believer in personal development, and I push myself every day. I probably spend a minimum of 2 hours every single day in personal development, because in order for me to lead, in order for Shelley to lead, we have to dive into that ourselves on a daily basis. So then we can bring all of the content to our teams, to our tribe, and help them as well. So it's all about pulling each other up, just like we've been saying this whole time.
That's awesome. And that book is only this big, so there's no reason why we can't read it, right? It's easy.
It is.
But it's funny. The number one realtor in the entire country told me to read that book 2 years ago. And it's funny, this week I noticed him posting my miracle morning, and every day, and I'm like, there, because he's been living it since he told me about it. And I don't know whether he falls in and out of it. I would hope he's normal, and he does, but not really, because he's really successful. But I'm just saying, you know how we are, like, we're humans, we're not superheroes. So I love that I see that, I'll see him write miracle morning, and I know like that's something true to his heart. And he is an early morning person, because when we meet, it's like 7 or 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, because he's like ready to roll at 7:30 in the morning, and we're at his office meeting. So it's pretty cool.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So, and I love that you're doing that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you should reach out to him and just check on him and say hi.
Yeah, I will. I definitely will. I talked to him last week, and he was doing really good. We were sharing some ideas and stuff last week. So I did talk to him last week, but I didn't mention his miracle morning. I think I just saw that, actually. Like, I see it pop up here and there. He probably does it every day, and he just doesn't post about it every day. But it is really good, and you always inspire me, because I'm like, oh, Amanda's doing that, I should do that too. And we were watching, you were doing watch videos. Like, she shares her watch, she like gets her inspired by all these great people, and then she does watch parties. So if you're, if you want to, like, if you were like, you know what, if you see an Amanda watch party, you know that it's going to be something good. It's going to be something that's going to help your business, help your mind, help your body, help something. So, I mean, I love that you do those. I jumped on, Damon was on there from, oh goodness, I can't even think.
Tank.
Help me out.
Yeah,
Shark Tank. Thank you.
Yeah, Shark Tank guy. Yeah. Yep. He's awesome. There's so many people. Like, I've been doing this 20-day challenge and every day for an hour and a half with one of my personal mentors and coaches, Pete Vargas. And it's been amazing. He's had some really top-notch people. He had Ed Milet yesterday. He's had Amy Porterfield, Damon John, Les Brown's coming on. I think today he's coming on. And Rachel Hollis was on, just a bunch of really cool people. So it's awesome just to be able to really get their tips for how to handle what the times that we're in right now.
Yep,
so awesome. Sure. Well, good chat today, Shelley. We call this Real Talk because it's real. It's just us, having a conversation. There's a couple of key points that we always like to point out for you guys. And Shelley and I are actually going to be speaking together on April 29th. It's next Wednesday. And so if you guys can jump into that, it's at noon. And I believe we're going to be, is it a Zoom or are we doing a live stream?
I believe it's a live stream Zoom at noon on the 29th, and Bill Price and Jay Baruba, I can't say his name, I hate that. Barubi, I can't say it. But Jay, they're going to be leading it, I believe. It's a panel. There we go. Thank you so much, Amanda. You saved me. Okay, thank you. You probably got it right. I'm sure it's right. So, but anyways, I'm gonna be doing a panel, leading a panel. We're gonna be on it with Craig Lepage, my business partner, who is awesome too. He does so many great things. So I just want to give a shout out to Craig, because he's so supportive and such a great partner, and a big part of why I'm able to do what I like to do, because he's able to do the things he likes to do. So it worked out great. But yeah, he'll be on there with us on Wednesday at noon, which will be fun. And then we've got Dave coming on right now with the guys, right?
Yes.
You want to share
Yes,
that?
yes,
It's at
yes.
noon. That's coming on 11 o'clock. Oh, sorry, 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. Yeah. So
That's coming
they're
on.
gonna be watching this later. So you're gonna see this post after the watch party for Dave. And just make sure to scroll up and check that out. And you definitely don't want to miss it if you have any interest at all in where this economy is going and whether it's time to get into investments or not. So that's what I got my eye on right now. What's the next investment opportunity right now? So
What's the point?
yes. Yep. Awesome, guys. All right. Well, thank you so much for jumping on today, and we will see you next week on Real Talk with Amanda Williams and Shelley Johnson. Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.